Let's try this now. Hello, hello. Can you hear me now? All right, I got a little bit of a different setup today, and it took me a minute to get it all set up and everything. It is Sunday, October the 4th, still the 4th. Just checked that 2 minutes ago. Hello, Lisa. It's Joey's World. Good to see you in here. Don't worry about being late. I was late too. Late to my own show. How's that go, right? Um, anyway, a little bit different setup today because the craft I'm doing is takes my hands and you need a lot of space to do it. And so I've got one camera here that I can turn down to give you a front on view of things. And then I have my overhead cam here. And we're just going to get into it. Hopefully I'll get through 2 projects today. The first one being this lovely, lovely candle holder, or it can be used as a candy dish. I'm going to take the little bow off of it and let you get a really good look at this, and then we're going to make it. We're going to put one together. You can use it as a candy dish. You can put potpourri in here. Let me turn this down and let's see if we can get this view of it. There we go. See how that looks? Hello, car key. Good to see you. Found the car keys. I'm a string of pearls and the car keys. Everybody likes finding us in their chat, don't they? Anyway, that's my new nickname from Pete McDevitt. If you haven't seen me in his chat, when he sees me there, he automatically goes on. He found his string of pearls. So anyway, this is a lovely thing. If you can tell, let me get something so you can see the size of it. This is a normal pair of Fisker household scissors, okay? I have very large hands, so don't be surprised. But this thing is 1.5 pairs of scissors, okay? And like I said, you can use it to, I usually put seasonal candles in it. This little bowl is meant to be a votive holder or a tea light holder. And so here we go. This is how we're going to make it. You need to run to your Dollar Tree. Not right now. You'll have to do it after the show because you'll miss the show if you go to Dollar Tree right now. And you're going to pick up 2. See them right there? And I'll put them right here. 2 of these. I'll just put this back up on me so you can see my face while I'm working. 2 of these, they are called luminescence candle holder. They are 3.4 inches by 4 inches. Okay, and they still got the little taggers on them. You're gonna need 2 of these for each candlestick you want to make. And then you need this little goldfish bowl thingy. And see, it's still got the little tagger on it. This is called a bubble ball or a vase balloon. It is 4.9 inches by 3.9 inches. Okay, these are from the Dollar Tree. And what we're going to use for adhesive is handy dandy hot glue. I have tried using E6000. I have tried using super glue. I have tried numerous glues for glass and things like that, and I have found that the hot glue works the best. Now, this isn't meant to be washed an awful lot. It's not meant to be handled an awful lot. As you can see, it's pretty sturdy, but I don't want to push my luck with it too much. You know what I mean? So this is meant to hang your bows and fill up with whatever, and then leave it on your mantle or leave it on the table or whatever. So let's just get right into this. First thing I want to do is take off all my labels, and you can do this in the sink with some hot water. If you run some hot water and some dish soap over it, usually you can peel it right off. Anyway, I should have done that beforehand, but you know me, I wait till the last minute for everything. So I'm going to show you this. What? I've got these little wet wipes here. They're antibacterial wipes. They've got a little bit of alcohol in them and a little bit of soap. And actually got these from the Dollar Tree. And I'm just going to use that. I'm going to scrub. And that's going to peel that label right off of there. But also what it's going to do is clean the bottom of this. We want to make sure that we wipe either with some alcohol or some nail polish. Why don't you go make you some popcorn, sweetie? Yeah, go make some popcorn. Okay, so we're wiping the rim of this where we're going to attach. Okay, and we'll go ahead and do that to these two, just to get any grease or dirt or anything like that. Well, Karki, I'm especially glad you're here. I've started making my videos more for the replay, but honestly, it's just easier for me to do it live. Oh, now this has got a chip in it, and that's where the hot glue is going to come in handy, because that's going to fill that in. I didn't notice that when I was buying it. It's got a little defect, a little chip there. Okay, so we've wiped all our surfaces clean. They're free of oil, grease, debris, sticky stuff. We're cutting our tabs off. This is so simple, y'all. So simple. All right, is that dry? All right, we got our hot glue. Let me make sure I'm in frame. I'm just gonna take and run a bead of hot glue right around the top of one of the candle holders. And I'm going to be very generous with my hot glue. I'm going to work fast, but I'm going to be very generous. It doesn't matter if it squishes out, you can always pull it off. And then I'm going to line up the other candle holder right on top. Just like that. See what I've done? Hey, it's a glass TIE fighter. Pew, pew, pew. But speaking of TIE Fighter, this week is the live place is movie week, and my movie presentation will be Wednesday at 9 a.m. and I'll be talking about the amazing John Williams and the music of Star Wars. I am a big Star Wars fan. I'm a big John Williams fan. So that's what my show will be on. And so there we go. And see, that hot glue is held together. It works. That's why I thought I would get two projects in today real quick, because this goes so quickly. So here we go. We're going to do the same thing. We're going to run us a generous bead around this top part here. I'm getting in my own way. I'm running out of hot glue. Oh, crazy, crazy days. Alright, I'm going to run it back again with the hot tip in the glue I've already set so that I can heat it back up. You don't want that hot glue to cool down. And then I'm going to look from the top. We're just going to take, set it on top. Little crooked. I've got a gap over here. I'm just going to go in with my hot glue, seal that gap, and when it dries, you won't even notice that part. And there we go. Isn't that beautiful? And so simple. Boom. Bob's your uncle. You got a candle holder. And I have a pair, and pull some glue. I call them glue boogers, pull the glue boogers off of it. You have a pair of these. Now, what can you do from this point on? Anything you want. You can fill them with potpourri. You can fill them with little beads. You can fill them with candles. You can take your ribbon. Let's see what I got over here. You take your big ribbon. Remember this ribbon from last week? Yeah, $3 plus glue. $3. 2 candle holders and the glass thing. So 2 of them together is $6. And then what I'm gonna do, remember this ribbon from last week? It's lightly wired and it's from the Dollar Tree. And I'm just gonna wrap this around the top stem, pull it through, tie it in a knot, and then here's a little trick that I learned. You can take the bows. This is the old-fashioned way of tying your shoes. You take the bows and you make bunny ears. And then you tie the bunny ears in a knot. It comes out a little bit better than the old-fashioned way of wrapping it around your finger. And because this is wired ribbon, we can work with it a little easier. So we're just going to pull that out like that and till it's even. And then we can take the corners, we're going to fold it in half, line up the edges, and we're going to make a little triangle cut upwards from the outside to the inside so we get our little points on our bow. We put those in front. Let's do that with this one, and actually we need to trim this one a bit anyway. So do that like that. There we go. I'm gonna pull those out a bit and then tighten it down just the slightest bit. There you go. You can hang charms with raffia on them. You can do whatever you want. You decorate it however you like. And I just keep mine on the mantle year round, and I change out what I have in it and change out my ribbon. And it goes year round, you know. Try for 4th of July a blue bow and starlight mints. You know, it works. It works all year round. So that's one. And yeah, it's a little sloppy here, but only I'm going to notice that. Nobody else is really going to notice that. They're just going to look at it and go, wow, look at those crystal candle holders. So that was the one project. Here is the second project. Very simple project. Oh, that Pete McDevitt is a wonderful fella. I love him to death. Absolutely adore him. All right, so we have, not all of this came from Dollar Tree. The mason jars I had, because I make jelly and I can things and stuff like that. So I have these little 1 pint or 1/2 pint mason jars, okay? And I'm going to need 3 of them. You don't need the lids or the bands. You can put the bands on them and it dresses it up a little bit, but you really don't have to. And then I have a tray. This tray came from Dollar Tree. It's unfinished. You can paint it if you like. All you need to paint it is you can use, some people use chalkboard paint. This was at the Dollar Tree. This is black chalkboard paint. You can do that, or you can use regular old acrylic paint. This is the acrylic paint they have at the Dollar Tree. This I got from Michael's, but you use a sponge, you can use a paintbrush, whatever, if you want to paint it. I like the look of natural wood. I've got a lot of natural wood in my house as it is, and this craft is just kind of rustic looking anyway. If anything, I would take like some brown watercolor and maybe just distress it a little bit, or if I had some brown stamp ink, I'd take a little dauber and just go to the edges and just make it look a little old, a little dirty, or put on some gray paint and then wipe it down. You know, just do some sort of effect that would age it and make it look like it's, you know, older than it is, because it's real bright and shiny. And then the other things we're going to use for this project, I picked out 3 stems of their flowers. And actually, I love the silk flowers at the Dollar Tree. They are really beautiful and they look realistic. And for $1, I mean, $1 a stem, where when you go to Michael's, you pay $5 for the same thing, you know? And so I've got some, these look like maybe some dahlias, I'm gonna guess. And then I've got some mums, and then, well, they look like black-eyed Susans, but they're purple. So anyway, we're gonna use that, and then I have some raffia back here. I have some raffia. I'll just bring the whole bin because I have some raffia in brown and orange. We're going to use that. I do have some burlap ribbon that would work just as well as the raffia. But this is my ribbon box. I even have some of this sparkly stuff from the wreath last week. We could use that. And then last but not least, I have a sheet of designer scrapbook paper. This is from, whoa, rock and rollin', people. This is from a Halloween set that I had. So I'm debating which side I'm going to use. I'm probably just going to use this side. But see how it's distressed and aged? Can you see that in the, yeah, you can see. Okay, so that's our supplies. And the first thing I'm going to do, because I wanted this to be an easy craft, first thing I'm going to do is set all that aside, and I'm going to figure out how I'm going to cut my paper, and you'll see why in just a moment. This actually starts at 1 inch, but if I do it like that, so we're looking at about 3 3/8. And so we'll just start it like, let's start at the beginning of the K. I could do this with a ruler, and it'd be a lot easier. 3 3/8 by 8.5. Okay. So let's go ahead and chop us an 8.5. There we go. And then let's do a 3 3/8. A 3 3/8. And a 3 3/8. Dollar Tree has an amazing craft department. They really do. Some do and some don't. It depends on the location of the store and how many people bought the craft stuff when they had it. I've got three in my area. There's a Dollar Tree on every corner out here in Western Washington. Anyway, I've got 3 stores in my area that have the crafts. Now what I'm going to do is I'm rolling this up about an inch. Rolling that up about an inch, and then I'm just going to drop it inside the jar and kind of spread it out. Okay? Doesn't matter that it sticks up. If that bugs you, then take and get your scissors and you can kind of miter the corners down just a little bit. We're gonna, because the jar is not perfectly round, it's kind of beveled like this, so the paper's not going to lay evenly in there. Now there we go. Ta-da! This is something you can do in an afternoon. You got a friend who's feeling down, you want to perk them up, or you, I don't know, you just found out your mother-in-law's coming over and you want to impress her, or you got a ladies gathering, a lunch gathering, a Bible study, whatever, you can make this. And the thing is, it is another versatile craft that goes year round. You want to, hold on, there we go. You want to change it up, change the paper, change the flowers, boom. Totally ready for the next season. Figures, my boyfriend doesn't call me for 2 weeks, and then he calls when I am online. I'll call him back when it's over. Ugh. I love him dearly. He's a sweet guy. There we go. He left a voice for me. Cool. There we go. Now we have our 3 jars. Now I'm going to take some of this raffia. What do you think? Should I do the raffia or a ribbon? I think I'm going to do raffia just because it's easier. You can change it out with different ribbons for the season. You can do all sorts of things. But here we go. I'm going to pull out some of this raffia. There's one piece. There's a piece. And I may not have gotten the raffia at the Dollar Tree. Something tells me I might have gotten this on a clearance rack at like Michael's or Joann's or something. I don't know exactly where I got this raffia from, but you can see it's more like straw or grass than it is raffia. It's not paper, it's definitely straw of some sort. But anyway, I'm going to take my 2 colors of raffia. I'm going to put them together, make them about the same length with my handy dandy Fiskars here. I love Fiskars scissors. They are really the best. And then we're just going to tie a little bow around the top with our brown and our orange. And this one you can just tie like you tie your shoes. Don't do the bunny ears thing with this. It'll just annoy you because the ribbon's so tiny. And I mean, if you really want to get perfectionist about your bows, stop by the aisle with all of the pre-made bows at Dollar Tree and pick up a pre-made bow. This is supposed to look rustic, and kind of cute. This grass is, I'm having a little time with this grass. It's not cooperating. So I'm actually just going to tie it off and clip it and let the ends stick out. We adapt, there's no right or wrong way to do things. And if you like it like that, there we go. Look at that. It is adorable. Stinking cute is the word I hear in my craft videos. People say, isn't that stinking cute? And I'm like, okay. Oh, hi, Michelle the Quilter. Good to see you. I just saw that she came in. I'm trying to keep up with chat here on my phone because I got my back to my computer. Trying a new setup today for all of this craft and stuff. Next week, we're going to paint pumpkins. And what else have I got? I don't know. We're definitely going to do some little designer pumpkin things because Dollar Tree sells pumpkins that are ready for carving. They're actually styrofoam and they're coated in this orange plastic stuff. I'm going to pre-paint them. I'm going to put on a couple white coats of white, and then we'll go in with black and we'll decorate them. And they're all the rage. And my decorations are all for inside use because I live in an apartment and I can't put anything outside on my front step. It will disappear, if you know what I mean. So all of my decorating is for inside. I figure if you want to decorate your outside, you can go to Home Depot and buy them big blow-up things. You know. But yeah, we celebrate inside. So, alright, let's see if this grass will cooperate for this last one. I don't know what I did with my floral wire. Gonna need my floral wire, but maybe not. Maybe I can improvise floral wire for this last step I'm gonna do. Floral wire is the way to go. Well, if you don't have your floral wire, ain't no big deal. You just make do. I think I've got enough flowers that it won't really matter at this point, but there we go. We got our jars ready. Now, if you, let's see, hold on. I thought I remembered seeing it somewhere. Oh, there it is. Hot dog. Hot dog. If you don't have a little pair, I recommend any crafter go to the jewelry department and find you a little set of jewelry nippers and jewelry pliers. Jewelry pliers are different, and I'll show you how. Let me get them up here in the camera. See how they're round? They're round, so when you squeeze things, it's more that the points will grip it, but it doesn't, you know, crush it kind of thing. But I highly recommend you get you a little pair of nippers for dealing with these flowers. It's just easier. Just absolutely easier. And I'm just gonna go in and nip my flowers about, yeah, maybe a little shorter. And I'm gonna pop these little leaves. I'm either gonna pop them down or push them all the way up if they'll go up, which they should. They should go all the way up under the flower, just like that. And then I'm gonna cut them about like that. Okay. So we'll trim it about finger length, a little longer. We don't want it longer than our jar because the flowers are just going to sit right at the top of the jar. And they'll hold each other up too. And we're going to crowd them in there too. All right, let's get these leaves up underneath the flower. So we have all those mixed textures. Okay, and about a finger length. You can't really see what I'm doing here, but I am going to secure them together. I'm just sticking them in there right now for that. Yeah, we're good on time too. We got plenty of time. You'll get to see this finished project. Okay. Nip. Yep, I love my jewelry pliers. I do make jewelry too. I have dabbled with jewelry and beads and all sorts of stuff like that. And yeah, I have, but I don't know, lately it's just more difficult on my hands. I'm gonna have to take this off to get this off. We don't want the price tag. Mini Pearl here. Any of y'all remember Mini Pearl? Lisa, I know you probably do, because you're down there from the south. God bless her soul, Minnie Pearl. Love that woman. All right, we're going to take our little flowers And we're going to hold them all together, which is going to be a little difficult because there's a lot of them there. Okay, you can use rubber bands for this part. You can use whatever you want to use. I am going to use my floral wire. Love this stuff. Love this stuff like crazy. Why did I wrap it around so tight? There we go. Just gonna pull me a piece off. You can use twist ties from your garbage bags. You can use hair ties, all sorts of stuff. And I'm just gonna double this up and wrap it around and give it a twist, and a twist, and a twist, until I can't twist no more. And then I'm just gonna take all this extra wire and just wrap it around all the way, poking the sharp edges in, and then we're just gonna sit it in there. Kind of move it around a little bit if you want, but these are decorations. They're not meant for the toddler to chew on. They're meant to sit pretty and not to decorate with. All right, let's do this one. Can we tear this off of there, or are we gonna have to? Oh, for golly gee's sake. Let's get that price off of there. Goodness gracious me, it don't want to come off of there. Also, be sure to check out thelifeplace.com. I know right now Donna Jaworski has a cooking show at 4 o'clock. I know there's another crafting show by a fella BDF who used to be a big Disney fan. I think there's a couple other shows going on in this time slot. So if you're watching the live, I'm so happy you're here. But if you're watching the replay, thank you for coming back and watching the replay. I support all the creators of the Live Place. And, there's only so many hours in a day. And people don't have a lot of time to sit and just watch, because he's got over 5,000 broadcasts. I don't know if that's a week, a month, or what, but he's got over 120 broadcasters on the Live Place. And in fact, one of them from the new RV channels, I just picked up a new viewer from the RV group. And I went and looked at their channel, and man, I'm excited to go check out their channel, because travel trailers and camping and everything, that's a passion of mine. And Lisa, I was trying to figure out how I could drop ship my camping gear to you and then fly to Florida, pick it up, and go camp at Fort Wilderness. Am I terrible or what? Oh, yeah. So that's what I was gonna do, is drop ship my tent to you, and then come rent a car, pick it up, and go camp at Fort Wilderness. Yeah, I was just gonna run away from home and do that for a couple days. Yeah. It's getting desperate out here, but my kids came down. Aya and Brendan came down yesterday, and we talked about going to Disney, and they understand my feelings that we are going to Disneyland soon. It's only a 22-hour drive, and if there's 2 drivers in the car, then I drive and my son-in-law drives. So there's 2 drivers in the car, and we can drive straight through. We don't even have to stop for the night. And then figure out something for hotels. We might have a cast member who has some tickets. Yeah, I have a family member my son-in-law's sister is a cast member, and she hasn't been laid off yet, but she's waiting for the call. She works at one of the resorts in Florida, in Orlando. And so we're keeping our fingers crossed that, because she's been on furlough, but she's like a desk clerk at one of the resorts that is closed right now. And so we feel confident that as soon as the resorts open back up, the ones that they haven't opened yet, as soon as they get everything back up to capacity and they get Disneyland open and things like that, and they start making some of their money back, that they'll be hiring people back, you know. And the ones that are laid off, they are the first to be brought back if they wish to come back. So, you know, I mean, it's terrible, but in the grand scheme of things, if you want to think percentage wise, just in my town, so many businesses have shuttered, have closed their doors forever. And these are people who built these businesses with their bare hands, you know, and they can't get their business back. So this is a tough time for everybody. I know my business, I was all set to do a whole string of craft shows and bazaars with my paper handbags and my greeting cards and all that other stuff. I was set. I had invested a lot of money in supplies. I was committed. I was writing a business plan. This was gonna work, and this was gonna be my full-time job. And then COVID hit, and they closed down all the shows. And here I sit with $1,000 worth of craft supplies and product that I can't sell, and I can't give it away. And it's all in bins in my dining room and all over my dining room table. And that's a business that never even got off the ground. So times is tough, but we will get through this by doing little things like making our home environment a more enjoyable place. Okay? And so here we go. And by no means do not take my talk of my business failing and all that as any kind of begging for sympathy or anything like that. We're fine. We're lucky that the type of income we have right now, for the time being, pays all the bills and buys us groceries. We're not going hungry. We have a good roof over our head. Maybe not in the best neighborhood, but who is these days? You know, so we're okay. We're not hungry. We're not wet. We're not homeless. You know, we're doing good. But boy, it could be a doggone sight better. That's all I gotta say. Alright, so let's get our little tray here. And let's get our little jars here. Now granted, I was rushing to get this done, but let's just take a look at that. Isn't that just absolutely stinking cute? And partially recycled, partially Dollar Tree. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'll count the raffia from the Dollar Tree because I think that is where I got it. I don't know. But say $5 from the Dollar Tree, 3 jars that I had around the house, and a piece of designer paper that I already had too. You know? And there you go. And it's just a cute little thing. It sits here. I'll show you over here. You know. Thank you very much. I was raised by Depression era grandparents. There was no wasting anything. Nothing was ever wasted. Uh, and so, I grew up very, very poor also. So I didn't have money to buy things that I wanted. And that kind of followed me around most of my life. And so if I wanted something, I had to figure out how to make it. And so I did. And I've paid my rent on things I've made. I'm also a seamstress and a costumer, which I hope to get back into sometime. But anyway, I hope you have enjoyed our candlesticks that we made. And you know, you can even stick your flowers in there. See? The candle holders that we made today, and the little nosegays in the mason jars. Another way to do this, you can paint the mason jars. I'll show you. Maybe that's what I'll do next week. Is I'll bring in the jars and the wall decorations I made from my kitchen, and used some in shades of teal and copper and yellow. And yeah, that's what I'll do next week, is show you how I did that. It's very fascinating, and I absolutely love my kitchen setup. Made it all myself, you know. And so anyway, remember that the Life Place is having their movie marathon this week. Everybody is doing a live show about their favorite movie or movie series or whatever. Mine is Wednesday morning at 9 a.m. West Coast. That's 12 noon for you East Coasters, 11 Central, 10 Mountain. And I will see you then. Peace and blessings upon you, upon all you love, and upon all who love you. Find your passion, grab a hold of it, and do not let it go. We are going to make it through this. All right? Hugs to you.